290 days ago, in 2015, I won my first Yahoo Fantasy Football championship. Last 3 or 4 days ago, I won my second. Hello, and welcome to the Why Do Boys Make podcast season finale. It is January 3rd, 2025. It's a big day for me because you all get to revel in my glory because I am the best in the league. From a historic standpoint, one of the best teams of all time. I'm the best, and I'm better than all of you, and I've got two losers with me. The first loser is my friend. Well, yeah, he's my friend for sure. It's Colin, through thick and thin, my friend Colin's here. What's up? What's up, loser?
It's me. I'm the loser. I'm a loser. It's true. I'm excited to say goodbye to this cursed season and turn my head toward the sunrise of a clean slate next season. So of a new season where I will press button instead of type number.
A clean slate, indeed. The year of Corby has commenced, and we are also gathered by not a drop-in this time. Our second loser number 2, is Sean. Father Sean, how is the new year, and how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and I'm happy to welcome you to the two-timer club here, Corby, as in one of only a few teams ever to claim a twice championship in this league in the 12-team era. You were the very first to do it when you beat Colin. And Colin, I don't know the last time you won in the 12th. Well, I'm sure we'll get into it, boys. So it's been a great season. I can't wait to talk about how good my team should have been, if not for that fucking tight end. Pardon my French.
Naturally, we will get into that. And I want to thank everyone for a wonderful season. All of our league mates, Commissioner Tyler, everything in general. This is a very special season, indeed, because I won. Let's blow through these comments here. There are 14 of them. I will do all of them because I am the best. Mike Box says, first. Mike Box says, Christmas was awesome. I got Chinese food. He then says, Chris is a huge The Ohio State University fan. And he also then says, known fascist Adam hates democracy. I knew as soon as I put democracy on that list that Adam was going to put it at number 10. And I also knew that this comment was going to come. So shouts out to Mike for that.
Can I make a quick comment on this?
Absolutely.
Because I was on most of the pod, I actually didn't tune in. This is the first time hearing that Adam had to rank democracy. So I'm going to be tuning back into last week. That sounds like some great content there.
Yes, the top 10 list was contentious and interesting. He also points out that wait, where's Corby on Mount Rushmore? Which I replied, I was taking the picture of Mount Rushmore. I was not included on that. I get my own monument, as you'll see in the thumbnail of this episode. Mike then says, I haven't seen most Disney movies. Most Adam response ever. Definitely the most Adam response ever. I'm not sure what Adam did as a child. I watched a lot of Disney movies. You watch a lot of Disney movies? I know Colin has. What about you, Fitzy?
Alex and I were commenting on how we're in a bit of a Disney movie drought and how we are absolutely certain that we're going to be leaving that drought very soon. So it's, I have not seen Frozen. I have not seen Moana. I understand. Yeah, these are I will soon be watching these forever.
Yep, you definitely will. Those are two good ones. The other ones, not so much. He looked like Estelle Harris in that picture. Ha ha ha. I don't. What is this?
He's talking about that funny picture of Theo. Remember the funny picture of selfie, Theo's selfie?
Do I know it? I showed that 2-minute segment to Alex, and we agreed it's the best piece of content we've ever made. It's really
it's not better than Silver. What was it? Silver Watch. It's not better than Silver Watch.
People, you say what was it? People are not going to forget Parent Corner.
Is that what you called it? I wasn't sure if that's what you called it.
That's what you called it.
Well, you made the first one when you put the Eva. Remember, you went to...
It's Tummy Time.
Yeah, I called it
Tummy Time. I thought it was Parent Corner.
Yeah, they're similar.
I'm just used to all the corners in this show. There's
all the alliteration.
We need to cut some corners here, all right? Come on, let's stay focused here. Mike then says,
The current episodes with Lin-Manuel Miranda are so funny.
yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm really sure they are. And then Adam, or not Adam, Adam does come in, but Steven Gudman's the first that says, huh, what? And then he says, why do boys male podcasts? Awful misogynist title. And then Adam said, get that woke shit out of here, bro.
Yeah, Corby, I don't know if you noticed this. I think you uploaded this episode, right? Yeah, you wrote why do I fixed it later, but okay. You wrote why do boys male podcast.
That's very funny. That's very funny. And that's on me. That's my one imperfection. All right. Nobody's perfect, as they say. Good morning, podcasters. Chris Patnode is my favorite Christian. Did we talk about this last week?
I think I called him Christian Patnode. I assume.
And finally, our final comment was 5 genius fantasy commentators on the same pod. They're calling it the greatest podcast of all time with the most dedicated host and the coolest guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, love it. That's fucking great. That's excellent. And that's it for mailbag. I'll hit the transition button right now. So yeah, it's post-championship week. We all know I won. I'm the best. Thanks for the mailbag. Transaction watch, of course. One more for good measure. This screenshot was in here, and I've highlighted. I've added a photo to some of these. I mean, I get it because these guys were not going to play, but I'm really curious as to why Jordan Matthews and Cornelius Johnson were the ones that you opted to go for here, Colin.
First of all, I just want to give a shout out to CeeDee Lamb and Alvin Kamara, especially Kamara for carrying me all season and then just jumping ship at the last week. Really needed you now. Jordan Matthews, I feel like is pretty self-explanatory just because, that's Jordan Matthews. That's Corby's guy right there, and I wanted to honor Corby, the champion. Well, he wasn't champion yet when I picked him up, but I knew he was going to win, and I wanted to get Jordan Matthews is in the league cheering him on.
And it's not only Corby's guy, but he's doing the Fitzy thing where he's a wide receiver who got fat and converted to tight end. I respect the hell out of this.
Who else did that?
Calvin. Oh no, did Kelvin Benjamin end up doing it?
Calvin Benjamin should have. I think Jordan Matthews is the only one that's actually done it. But I did do this to Dorial Green Beckham in Madden.
Oh my god!
Yes, of course. He would do that every year that he was in that game.
Cornelius Johnson. I think I was really, really trying to just find a funny name.
You got a good one.
Yeah, it's really
Cornelius
good.
Johnson is cool, but I was a little disappointed. I couldn't. There was some, Cornelius Johnson's out there. He's good. Unfortunately, we'll get into it, but yes, those are the guys I picked up.
Do you remember the process of finding Cornelius Johnson? I'm imagining that you actually typed the word corn to just see what would happen. You're Mr. Corn Rocks.
No,
right?
I literally just did the flex category, like the wide receiver, tight end, and running back, and then I just sorted it. I just went through 50 names at a time. Like there's gotta be some funny ones in here, and I was a little disappointed because I thought there would be one that really jumped out. But Cornelius Johnson is good. But there's a million that were probably on that tier. But I definitely went through hundreds of players. So congratulations to Cornelius. Go ahead.
Was it worth losing the matchup to do this?
I wasn't going to win that match.
Well, I would say yes, anyways, because you guys alluded to it. Jordan Matthews is my
I got to start. I was never going to be remembered for losing to Fitzy, but maybe I'll be remembered for starting Jordan Matthews. So
you will definitely be remembered. You cheered me on. I love it. A few other things that were listed here: the murdering of Brenton Strange for the LA Chargers defense. I didn't end up starting the Chargers defense. I didn't know who I was going to start because Denver had an interesting matchup. It didn't matter. Then I picked up Chico Conquo because I needed somebody that wasn't named Kyle Pitts in the starting and tight end position, but we'll get into that too. There's also some Yahoo comments. Of course, we still have garbage to go through, so we're going to go through it before we get to the real good stuff. Alec Pierce. Timothy says, "You aight, white boy." Now, this is obviously harkening back to the 28 points that he had. I had to include this because I was watching a lot of Alec Pierce because he was on Red Zone and Brandy started him because when Joe Flacco's in, Alec Pierce is also in. So you aight, white boy.
Hell yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. Ed says because he didn't get the vaccine.
I love with only 3 thumbs so far. There's already some controversy brewing. You got 2 to 1 ratio.
I think the biggest loser of this fantasy season is definitely the New York Jets.
Yeah, just the
Sorry,
season in general.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike. Alexander Madison. Now I've gone to players on Chris's team. Stop wasting touches on this. ... Whatever you call him.
That's hilarious.
Thank you, Keith, with the really cool photo of the really suave-looking gentleman. Is that Michael Jackson in the background?
What is that?
Is that the Hat Man?
Incredible stuff here. Incredible stuff during championship with Britton Strange, Kevin M. You are what sits on toilets.
A person?
Harry
What does
Potter.
that mean?
No, ass. He means ass. He's ass.
You meant the actual part that sits on the
Yeah,
toilet.
I did get confused as well.
Yeah, it's Harry Potter picture. Nice.
All right, now here's where I'm interjecting with a few that I popped in here. So 8 hours ago, I sent the screenshot in like minutes before the pod started. Jerry on Christmas Eve said, "Hey, Colin." Colin took a while, but had to say, "Happy holidays, Jerry." So go ahead.
Shout out to Fitzy because I only checked because you thumbs up my Dallin Wright comment. Welcome home, Daddy. So I was like, oh, let's see what's going on there. And I saw this. So this only exists because of Fitzy. So Jerry, if you're watching, you can thank Fitzy for me responding to you.
Jerry, one of Colin's actually now like 3 or 4 person entourage in the Yahoo comments. So I got here by just like I picked up Matisse Thybulle just because he might be coming back soon. We can talk about it, Colin.
So you picked him up?
So we can talk about it. But I was going through all the comments and just like, oh my God, all these people are saying hi to Colin. And I found another guy. Corby, you can hit the next one here. Another guy, Mr. Goldbone. I'm looking at the second one here. Good luck next season, Colin. Was his very last comment. So he has not commented since June of 2024. But this is, of course, the person who used to be Duke, the original Colin Filater here. You can tell by the fact that Tyson, one above him, says, "Hey, Duke," because what's happening in the Sandro?
Who is that?
Chat? Everyone's saying hi to the previous person. Duke broke it up just to say, "See you next season, Colin," out of nowhere.
Just
I love
fascinating
it.
stuff.
Shout out to him. I don't think I ever saw this because I don't know who that person is.
I have no idea who Sandro is. And I was like, I've never heard of this name before. I just happened to click on him, like Goldbone, because I'm like, I think this might be Duke. His most recent comment was in Sandro. I scrolled down until I found it. But then I was like, what? Everyone's saying hi to each other in this chat. What's going on? So the very next comment, when you see on the third one, that actually I have been here before. I have no recollection of joining the hello train here in Sandro Mamouk El Shivili. So if you choose to, and you're in a basketball league, please hop into the Sandro chat and say hi to someone.
Bro, that's Kendall Jenner who said hi to you. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
You guys are tight. That's
yeah,
cool.
I don't know if we ever did a Duke segment like last season, but me and Duke have been. This might be. I feel like this probably is the second year. It might be the third year though, of where we just. I think Duke and me just have like the same. We're just always on the same player boards. I think we have the same builds. He's always on the stocks guys. He's always with all the same guys. So me and Duke go way back. We always see each other. So he's now Jerry. He goes by Jerry. Yep. So I want to give a shout out to my guy Jerry Bear. I wish there was like a way to send friend requests or something on here. Can you still follow people?
No, they changed it up.
Oh my God!
Just reply to him with a freaking URL to our podcast, and he will.
You can be the next guest.
He will comment, and he will be our next guest.
Okay, so this next thing here was from a news article where Puka Nacua was being interviewed. It's not a Yahoo comment, but it absolutely fits the spirit of this segment. Because someone was asking Puka, how did you feel about this? Yeah, the first thing I told Coop was like, man, I was a little horny in that route. Got a little bit early. I was like, man, I felt in the timing. I was like ready to break open. The interviewer says, horny? Just super excited, Nacua said. So Puka Nacua is now rocketed up my draft board. Yeah, I have not drafted him before. I will be owning. He's my next tribal count skill guy. He's going to be my guy next year.
He's unbelievable.
I'm horny for Puka.
Oh my God. I'm so horny. I'll have to pry him from my dead hands. That we'll go over in a later segment. And finally, of course, I had to pay homage to pickup of the season, Chico Conquo. 41. This was 41 minutes prior to looking at this. Most points I've scored at the position in 4 weeks. Thanks, man. And I felt the same exact way as Cameron. So shouts out to Chig. Again, going to be a tight end, a 2 tight end like reach next season. I just feel it. I just know it. Before we get into the real actual matchup that matters, let's go over some other matchups that happened during the championship week. I don't have the rosters here, but I just want to highlight the fact that once again, Tyler loses another nail biter, puts up 170, and then loses to Eric's dog shit team, 170 to 171.
This is the highest score Eric has scored all year by at least 10, and I'm not kidding. Like he went off just because he saw Tyler about to put him into 9th place or whatever. Oh man, what a time to peak!
Just a reminder again: Tyler went 5-9, 3rd most points in the league by a decent margin.
If you actually go, I was looking at just playing around with the buttons in our league today. When you're in, standings, you can choose current standings, draft day standings, power rankings. For some reason, and I don't know what it is, Tyler is number 1 in the power rankings. I don't know if that means anything because Taylor's number 2, but I think Yahoo knows what's going on here.
And the other funny thing about that is points against, he's really not that it's not like he has a ton of points against. It's just awful luck every week.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's scoring decent, but his opponents just score a little more. So it's not, he's not getting just worse luck, but not just enough. So that's a tough one for Tyler. He deserved better than this.
Definitely an incredibly unlucky season for Tyler, but again, I don't know if the end result of this season would have mattered due to the other teams being so strong and powerful. We also had a battle for 3rd place here with Brandy going against Chris Colby, and Chris Colby cements himself on the pedestal, gets himself a bronze trophy. Brandy almost squeaks out a victory. However, the starting running back, Raheem Blackshear, everyone's favorite darling, could not get the job done. Had 20 rushing yards, unfortunately. This could have probably been different had Kenny Pickett not gotten hurt. But, if it's in butts, we're candy and butt. Candy and I don't know what the saying is. I can't think of it. What do you guys think about this? Is it well-deserved by the former team of destiny?
I mean, this is the battle of 2 teams who maybe shouldn't have been in playoffs, but they made it. So, they put up respectable scores. What was I going to say about this one? Oh, who's a guy who scores a lot or a little? Who do we usually say that's like?
Will Fuller.
I think a Will Fuller or something.
Are you talking about?
I mean a specific player like Will Fuller. But I feel like Rashad Bateman. Every time I see him on Brandy's team, he's either putting up 20, or he's for he's 18 to 22, or he's 3. He's that guy this year. He's either catching 2 touchdowns or 1 touchdown for 60 yards or something, with some little catches. So I think he was the X factor here, the F factor rather. If he just had a decent game, he could have won. Could say that about a lot of things, but good for Chris, and good for both teams for making it to the 3rd place game. Anything?
Yeah, anything from you, Fitzy?
Nope, I'm trying to be Ernie and move us along here this week.
Okay,
both teams played hard.
And then of course the battle between Fitzy and Colin. I just wanted to highlight that Jordan Matthews and Cornelius Johnson were started.
Yeah. I was real disappointed. I don't know. I didn't really look. I don't know. I guess he has the NA, so does he just not dress up? Is he even on the roster anymore? I don't know.
He could have been on the practice squad. I have no idea.
Yeah, because he was out there in preseason. He was catching balls out there, so a little disappointing, but that's okay. Good job, Fitzy. Yeah, and Fitzy puts up 198. Yeah.
So I put up the 198, and I will throw out here that on my bench, Jalen Warren played. What did Pittsburgh play? The Thursday game or something? Saturday maybe? I know they played before Sunday. If I had been in the championship, I would have been paying attention. I would have seen that Chuba Hubbard got placed on IR, and I would have slotted him into the RB spot ahead of Pierre Strong, right? So my true should-have score is 9 points higher than this, even with that -4 from the defense. I only throw this out there to say, man, Corby, when I look at your score, I'm licking my lips here. I should have scored myself a 2-0 607. So let's see what you scored in a little bit.
Yeah. So that I here is the results of every matchup during the playoff season. We'll get into the details of the finals. But we had for the 7th place, it was Fitzy versus Colin. 9th place was Eric versus Tyler, and then of course Chris versus Brandy.
Yeah,
nothing really interesting joint.
Nothing interesting at all there, because the consolation bracket doesn't really matter.
Oh no! Oh no!
Why so serious?
We're back.
So you boys probably remember how this works, right? We took every team in the losers bracket, and by the way, I think are we all seeing my screen?
Yes, we are.
Okay, cool. Because I know Corby's still sharing his. We look at every team that made it into the losers bracket, and we take the 2 worst teams and we give them the bye. The very best team will go up against the 3rd worst team, and these 2 teams here were, the 2nd and 3rd seed basically. And the goal is to lose and advance if you want to become the biggest loser. So in the first week of the playoffs, I put up 180, edging Colin into a matchup against Eric. Tyler actually peaks when it doesn't matter here and sends Adam to face Taylor. Any thoughts on how this is going to play out at this point? You want to make any bets?
Taylor's going to win or lose.
Yes.
He's going to lose. How do we?
No, I think Adam loses, actually.
I feel like Adam will still set his lineup, and there's no way Taylor does.
You want to make a bet before I show? Because I know what the answer is.
Yeah, I want to make a bet with you, Fitzy. Let's make a bet.
I'm betting out.
Yeah, but I don't want to make any more bets.
All right. Well, actually, Taylor beats
shit.
Adam down by 9 points. Eric loses to Colin.
Oh shit! And this is when Eric scores a
And
lot.
this is when Eric peaks, because
Wow.
And so if we had this is a rare case where the biggest loser and the losers bracket actually line up and say that Adam is the 12th place team. If this league had a punishment, Adam would be punished. In my opinion, if we ever do end up with a relegation league, this is how we got to do it. I don't want the consolation bracket to be deciding this stuff. This matters to me.
All right, you heard it, Adam. You're being relegated this year.
Welcome to the league, Luke.
What
Anyways,
happened, Luke? He manifested it.
let's get into the real nuts and bolts of this. It's Boy Bowl 12.
Speaking of nuts.
Speaking of nuts. Yeah, so I buried the lead at the beginning. I won 207 to 168. I beat Chris's shitty ass team. Look at this dumbass Aaron Rodgers. This guy sucks.
Oh shit.
Look at Joe Burrow. I always believed in Joe. But before I let you guys go, actually, I do. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed competitors, and fellow fantasy football enthusiasts, gather round, for today marks the dawn of a new era. An era where I, your undisputed champion, rise to claim the throne as the tribal chief of the Why Do Boys Play Games Fantasy Football League. Bow before me, for I have conquered all, leaving no stone unturned and no opportunity scathed. First and foremost, let us revel in the glory of my victory. It was a season of cunning strategy, ruthless decisions, and unwavering determination. While others faltered and stumbled, I stood tall, orchestrating a symphony of triumph that echoed through the annals of fantasy football history. Again, one of the greatest teams I've ever drafted and managed, I suppose. To my loyal warriors, the true heroes of this conquest, I extend my greatest gratitude. Malik Neighbors, your electrifying performance in the championship was nothing short of legendary. You soared above the competition, leaving defenders in your wake and securing victory after victory. Lamar Jackson, the maestro of chaos. Your unparalleled athleticism and sheer brilliance were the backbone of my success. Number 1 player in fantasy, goated. You danced through defenses, again, leaving them bewildered and defeated. Puka Nakua, the silent assassin. Your consistency and reliability post-injury were the bedrock upon which my empire was built. Week after week, you delivered, never faltering, never wavering. Bucky Irving, my namesake, the relentless force, your tenacity and unyielding spirit were the driving force behind my triumph. You bulldozed through defenses, leaving a trail of destruction in your wake. And finally, Chigo Conquo, the unsung hero. Your contributions may have gone unnoticed by many, but not by me. Your clutch performance in the most crucial moment were the difference between victory and defeat. Not exactly, but it was more dramatic that way. You are the embodiment of resilience and determination. To my vanquished foes, I offer no solace, no respite. You dared to challenge the tribal chief, and you paid the price. Your dreams of glory were shattered, your hopes dashed upon the rocks of my supremacy. Remember this day, for it is a testament of my dominance and your inferiority. To those on my bench, I thank you for the support and energy for the efforts of the tribal chief. Rod God, I picked you up for this reason. You were incredible this season. Please enjoy the spoils of my victory. Jawan Jennings, you were the force to reckon with this season, and your contributions will not go unnoticed in the future. Kyle Pitts, my darling, my enforcer, my Samoan werewolf. In times of need, you came through. I understand your situation is not perfect, and that this may not have been your year, but this was our year. As I stand here, basking in the glory of my triumph, I declare that this is only the beginning. The reign of the tribal chief has just begun, and I shall continue to rule with an iron fist. Let this be a warning to all those who have opposed me. Your efforts will be in vain, your dreams will be crushed, and your spirits will be broken. So, raise your glasses, my loyal subjects, and toast to the tribal chief, for I am the master of this league, the architect of victory, and the undisputed champion. Acknowledge me. Thank you, and may your future endeavors be as futile as your past attempts. May God have mercy on your soul.
That's what I was going to say too, good Corby.
Yeah.
Well said. This should now be a yearly tradition of the winner of the pod gets to have a acceptance speech.
Well,
No time limit.
It has been a tradition whenever one of the co-hosts of this podcast wins.
I guess I wouldn't know that.
Maybe if you win a league when it's not 8 teams.
I don't think that'll ever happen. But we'll see. Go well done, Corby, on a great season and great players all around. I wanted you to win because you deserved it the most, in my opinion. So good job. You got a great team, and they all did good. Almost all of them did good. You won despite the defense differential. That's what really matters. Shout out to Christopher Starling and Alexander Madison. We all knew Amir Abdullah was the truth. And you started him anyway. So you deserve to lose. But good job, Chris, who also had a great team and a great season. Great championship game. I was biting my nails on my fingers and toes, and Corby came out on top. Congratulations. That's what
I want to make this about me for just a quick moment before I congratulate anybody.
How dare you?
So this is Corby. Can you I was going to hit the violin music real quick. If I had not made a trade for Sam Laporta, my team quite simply would have made the playoffs. I lost 2 weeks because of my tight end indecision. I had the points for to make it, and my team went absolutely off afterwards. Had I simply made the right tight end decision one of those weeks, I would have beaten all the teams that were in the playoffs in week 1, all the teams that were in the playoffs in week 2. And I'm just going to pretend that I would have faced Corby here in the finals. I would have made the right decision to start Jaylen Warren, and I would have scored 206.98. So, Corby, congratulations on theoretically beating me by 0.25 points in what theoretically would have been the most dramatic finals in league history.
Yeah.
This is my way of saying, despite me thinking my team is great, you had a absolute smackdown here. This is the second highest points score we've ever had in a championship, being beaten out by Adam in 2018, who scored 216.9. You actually beat me. I had scored 206.95 in my Sir Seltz run. So this is an even bigger score than the Sir Seltz victory lap of a few years ago. And for Chris P, I don't want to bury you here. It's not like you got destroyed. It's not like you had a bad score. In fact, Chris P, you may know that he is one of the 2-time champions of the 12-team era. This is the highest he has ever scored in the finals. He won in 2019 when he scored 155, and he actually holds the title for lowest scoring champion when he won it for his first time there in 2017, scoring 121 points. It's a good thing you faced Tyler, because Tyler owns 3 of the 4 lowest scoring finals weeks of all time. You guys remember in 2022 when he put up 72 points?
Oh, that was the COVID thing. All that, right?
Yeah, that was the Josh. Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's insane.
But still, I mean, how much would he put up? Like because I know he had other players too. But yeah.
So anyway, Chris, despite losing here, it's been an upward trajectory for finals points. Maybe next time he'll score 180, and that could be good enough for a win.
Yeah, it could be. I also included some charts here just to show the trajectory of this. I mean, so Thursday, I believe, was the day that I had the Ravens players go, and then Saturday I had Joe Burrow and Chase Brown, and a few. I actually had a lot of my players play. I think I had stopped after the 1 o'clock slate. I was done. And then I was watching Alexander Madison take a fat shit on the field because he sucks. So this was the timeline of which things happened, and this was the point distribution. You'll see that my quarterbacks outscored him quite a bit. My flexes were great just because of where Malik Neighbors was. Zay Flowers didn't have a great week. I was smashed by Trey McBride. Trey McBride definitely made it interesting before the Sunday slate of games. It was it was something to behold for sure.
And the third flex there is also tight end is George Kittle versus Terry McLaurin. So shout out to Kittle. His tight ends held it down. That's for sure.
Yeah, they sure did. The tight end swag strat may be it seems like a viable option, honestly.
The new meta, some are saying.
It could be meta because this
maybe it's a swag strat to start a wide receiver in that slot going forward.
You could be correct. So this is the same slide. We already looked at. So here in the ethos of the history of the league in 2024, I am the champion. I'm going to keep saying it. Chris, 2 Chris's in the top 3. Love to see it. Any of these names stick out to you guys? You'll see in 2013 we had Colin here, and Tebow we trust when he was looking sexy.
That was great.
Yeah, those were great times, huh?
Those were the days.
Those were the days.
Some great teams here. I see a lot of us in here. I see a lot of Fitzy. Here's areas, disciples of Ezekiel, Skylar Murray, obviously the first place games too, but great. Who's Golden Grundles?
That I believe is Chris Cloud.
He's a king of names, man. Chris Becksman, just a great blast from the past. Lonely Andy might be my favorite team in this league ever. It's just a great time. Good job, everybody.
Got a couple small interesting things here. I hadn't realized. Is it true that Chris Colby has now won the 3rd place slot in this league 2 years in a row? It's no football, just Dixon come. So that's very interesting. It's a 1 year later, Chris Cloud to Chris Colby, putting the abstinence photo back up. So a little callback there in the 3rd place matchup. I didn't realize. Another one, myself, I have never won 3rd place in this league.
Loser.
Yeah. How about that? Okay.
I like how they both have come illusions. Well, not just of an illusion because Chris Cloud directly says it, but load blown. No football, just Dixon cum. So let's keep the cum going for 3rd place. Let's get some semen covered people in there.
Yeah, okay. And then I also just wanted to go over the Yahoo rating for the end of the season.
This is bullshit.
Well. Oh, please. Yeah.
I went 2-1. Why did I go -2?
Because you started Cornelius Johnson. Taylor almost no, he didn't almost make it. He's 18 points off of becoming silver. Brandy ended up losing points last week because of her loss, which is too bad. Eric didn't lose any points. I don't know how. So we've got 2 people finishing silver, the majority of the league finishing gold, and Tyler boosting his stats by playing with a bunch of idiots in his other leagues and winning because he won the $100 league. I am one of those idiots in that league. Yeah. So that's where we are in Yahoo world. And somebody put this slide in here. I learned a lot this year in fantasy football in terms of fantasy football. But in 2024, I learned a lot. I wanted to give you guys the opportunity first.
Yeah, I put the slide in. I guess I should have put in fantasy football specifically. But if you also just want to say what you learned in 2024, I'm sure you learned a lot. I'm sure both of you guys learned a lot about like the reproductive cycle and all that, about gestational periods and all that. Gestational?
Yeah, I learned that women's brains shrink during pregnancy. Did you guys know this?
I didn't know they could get any smaller. If you know. I'm just kidding. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I put this in. Like I said earlier, I learned that I think I'm probably not going to be able to resist next year, but I learned to hit the button and not type the number when you do an auction draft. I'm sure.
Why is that?
Why is what?
Why are you not going to type numbers anymore? What happened?
I drafted an evil bad man for too much money. There was an evil bad man, and he looked at me with his devil eyes, and he said, 87, and I did it. I fell for it.
Order 87.
Yes, thank you, Fitzy, and thank you, Fitzy, for recording it. That's really great. I'm really grateful for that. Yeah, that's my New Year's resolution. So I'm gonna try my best, but it's hard. What did you guys learn?
Fitzy? Yeah, I'll let you go first.
I don't know if in fantasy football, I think what I really learned is, set your waivers on time, even when you've got a kid. It gets actually, in a weird way, a little easier because you can just do it at any time. You can wake up at 2 a.m. and claim someone off of free agency if you want to. So learning to adapt to, I actually find, and this is a bit of an aside, football being so regimented every week, it's actually harder than basketball. Basketball, where we've got rolling waivers every day, and you need to submit your lineup first thing in the morning. I'm better at that now because I can do that at any time of day. So, yeah. Shout out to rolling waivers. Maybe I learned that I want to suggest that for next year. No, Colin, you don't like it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Just don't make it so you can, like in basketball, where you can just pick players up in the middle of their fucking game. Oh,
that's not what I'm talking about. I
know what you're saying. You're saying like every day, right? Like kind of, or not every day, but like you're saying like.
Yeah. So someone like me who doesn't get the notifications, quarterback is gonna sit, and then immediately hop on my. Maybe that's a skill issue for me, but.
No, I've been there. I get it. It's hard when you got a lot of stuff going on. So I don't know. What do you think, Corby?
Here's what I've learned. I've learned that it's okay to draft players 2 years in a row. Exhibit A is Joe Burrow. He sucked ass last year. It's really, really annoying, and I was pretty against drafting him again this season, but something I think is just the value of $20. I thought that was pretty good, and he ended up being insanely good, like exceeding all of my expectations. I think he threw 3 touchdowns and 250 plus yards in like 8 straight games or something. It's unbelievably good. I also learned that it's okay to spend a lot of money on one single player because I haven't done that in a while, and that would be Lamar Jackson. That was $50. That was a lot of money for Lamar Jackson, but it was worth every penny because, again, he was amazing. I learned that quarterback is very valuable in this league, and that having, thankfully, 2 top 5 quarterbacks pretty much carried me through all of that. I also learned that to not be afraid of starting a wide receiver and a running back on the same team. Again, this could be situational, but Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua were also just both very good, and they played different roles in the offense, but they still got the ball all the time. So that's what I learned. That's it, I guess.
You know what? I'm going to do some math real quick because I got one more learning, and I want to make sure I get this one right. Because 1 divided by 6, that is a 16% chance of making the finals in any given year. Which means that over the course of 2 years, I got to do this the other way. It's 1 minus 0.16666. Great. The chance of making the finals over the course of 2 years, about a 30% chance. In every 3 years, you should expect to make the finals in this league. I'm going to just hit this a few more times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, I don't know what this number is exactly, and it could be that the math is wrong on this, but the odds of Mike not being in the finals ever in this league is approaching astronomically odd. Like you would expect a D6 to come up with, a 1 at least once when you roll it 12 times. So, Mike, I want to hear what you think that you've learned this year, because I've learned that statistical anomalies can happen.
Did anybody learn why boys play games?
No.
Oh, damn it. Guess we'll have to keep making this pod.
I guess we're just going to have to keep doing it. Darn it all. Finally, let's get to everyone's least favorite segment, the bets of the week. All right, I'm not making any bets. I just want to go over the bets that we made last week. We can go over the season-long bets next year. I don't have the brain capacity to do it tonight.
No, absolutely not.
All right. So we did Broncos versus Bengals. I picked the Bengals because I knew that the Broncos were going to lose, and then they blew it. And they didn't blow it. It was overtime. It was a really great game, a really, really entertaining game. Loved it. We also did Chico Conquo versus Kyle Pitts against all things. And so I sat Kyle Pitts, and he ended up putting up 14 points to Chico Conquo's 10. Did not make a difference, but it was still a thing. We also had Jerry Jeudy versus Demario Douglas. This was Chris P versus Adam, where Jerry Jeudy pulls off the 22 to 14 point victory. And then, again, Demario had a great week. We also had Amir Abdullah versus Alexander Madison. That was Colin versus Chris P. And Amir Abdullah pulls off the victory there. We also had Fitzy versus Corby and Chris P points. What does this mean? Is this, you assumed that you would outscore both, like one or both of us?
Oh, I thought that I was going 1v1 with both of you here. So
okay, that's fine. I don't know. I don't know how this is written. Sure, that sounds good. Fitzy lost to both of us, or no, just
no,
Fitzy lost to me, but he beat Chris P. Correct. Yes. Colin, you want to take this one here? This Rotten Tomatoes one?
Well, it hasn't happened yet. We'll see. I believe in March. But you may recall our conversation that was extended in a pod after dark last episode, where we talked about Rotten Tomatoes, whether Snow White will be 49.5 or under or over 49.5%, basically 50. So I said it would be. Oh no, did I? Yeah, over. I said over. Then everyone else said under. I've seen the trailer a few times. I saw Mufasa and Moana 2 over break. It played for both of them. And I stand pat. I think it looks okay. It doesn't look great. I mean, it's not going to be great, but I think it'll get. I think it can break 50. So we'll see.
You said the same thing about the movie Craven. You said you saw the trailer for Craven. You said it doesn't look that bad.
I stand by it. I didn't think. I thought Craven was as. I enjoyed Craven as much as I did the best Christmas pageant ever. So, it's fine. It's a movie. I didn't think Craven was that bad. It's just a little silly, but like most movies are.
So stupid. It was very stupid.
You say Snow White might break 50. Here's another thing that might break 50. Kyle Pitts, 45 receptions on the year. There's a chance he could hit 50. I bring him up because the next bet here, I believed in him to beat one of Kraft or Ertz. I know he beat at least one of them. Colin, did you do the math on this one?
Shout out to Zach Ertz for catching 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's right.
Not shout out to Tyler Kraft. He did fine. I think he got like 8 points. But no, Kyle Pitts had a great game. Shout out to Adam, really, who was on here talking about how he has a bunch of like overs on Kyle Pitts, like 3.5 touchdowns this season, and he hit 3. Like, what did he say? Like 7 weeks in, and then he just he hasn't caught one in like 10 weeks.
Yeah.
You guys remember this or no?
Yeah, I no, I don't
Okay.
remember.
Well,
last
Adam
week.
was saying that. He thought it was funny. And then Pitts goes and catches a touchdown to probably win Adam a bunch of money. God knows he needed it. So well done to Kyle Pitts and Adam. But he did beat me, so that makes me a little sad. Also makes me sad here is Adam. He said, he took advantage of me. I said I didn't want to take this bet, but I'm always going to take myself unless it's, really ludicrous. I guess I should have seen this one being really ludicrous. This was before Kamara was announced out. What did he say? The spread, I don't know how to read this. He said the spread was Fitzy minus 20.5, and Colin plus 20.5 was me. And so I think it just means I lost by a lot. So well done, Fitzy, or Adam. You bamboozled me. You convinced me that Kamara was going to play. So well done there. I hope you're proud of yourself. Sure he is.
Yeah, finally, we had a put your money where your mouth is, where Adam picked me in the championship and Fitzy took Chris P in the championship, and they put $5 on it, and Adam was victorious on that bet.
I'm going to come clean. I picked Chris P in no small part because I knew you were going to lock yourself in, and I wanted to beat you in lock of the week on the year. So I lost. I spun the wheel.
Fair enough.
And put my money where that mouth was.
Fair enough. I guess we while we're on the subject of this bet stuff, we can go over the pick'em final record check. Colin ends the season 51-38, going 11-6 on lock of the week. I go 62-27, which is better than I thought it was going to be. 13-4 on lock of the week. Fitzy went 57-32, 12-5 on lock of the week. The coin goes 43-46, 9-8 on lock of the week. Adam goes 1-0 on the season, and Chris P goes 0-1 on the season.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Man, so Adam goes 100% on this whole season pick'em. That's incredible.
And Chris goes 0.
Next year will be guest pulled. It will not be specific person pulled.
Good idea.
I know we're not making more bets, but I have one that I just have to make this week that is going to resolve before the start of next season. I can't help myself on this one. Corby, can you please remind me Dominic's due date?
February 8th, 2025.
I'd love to take the under on February 8th.
You think it will be sooner, huh? People are like,
over.
We will. I think it's going to be after. I think it's going to be the week of the 10th. So I think the 8th is a Saturday, and then the Super Bowl is on the next day, the 9th,
Sick.
I believe.
So you guys having it at your house?
Right? You guys are coming over, right?
Yeah.
No, I will take the over. I will take the over. What,
right.
what do you think though? Do you think like in January, or do you think in February?
I don't know about in January, but we got a whole week of February, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I just think that like everyone's like a lot of people have said that to Brandy, or like they're like, yeah, it's you look like you're gonna have him sooner than February, and I was like, I don't think that. I don't know why people say that thing.
I think that's a mean thing to say. That's like someone saying you look really fucking pregnant. That's like kind of mean to say. I'm not saying that because of any appearances. In fact, I think that the wives' tale is that the first child is usually late.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know about it though. I think
right.
Brandy's. Yeah, I think Brandy's going to make it happen. So I'm taking the under on February 8th. And if it's exactly the due date, then I'll, instead of giving you money, I'll donate to Dominic's 529 account when you set it up.
There you go. Perfect. He's gonna need it.
I want to give a quick shout out to Craven. If you recall, we had a box office bet on it. It's at 53.6, I believe, right now. So whoever bet the lowest, you're definitely gonna win. I don't remember. You guys remember who it was? I don't know. So well done. 16% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That movie sucked. I don't know. You said it's not that bad. You said it's a movie. It's fucking stupid. Anyways, we're all done. Like we're spent. I'm gonna say thank you again for sticking around to this final episode. Next season, whenever that happens, look forward to the gamies. Look forward to more hijinks. Look forward to more fart sounds. Look forward to more Sigma. I am a Sigma. Colin is a Beta.
What are you doing this weekend?
What are you doing this weekend? Let us know in the comments below. I will be sleeping before I go back to work for certain. Shout out to my co-host Colin for sticking around all season, for Fitzy for raising a child this season. Believe it or not, he's done an incredible job. I know this for a fact. I've seen photos. It's incredible stuff here. And shout out to me for winning the league. I'm long overdue. I deserve this. Like I said, 3,902 days was the time between. Any shouts out from my fellow co-hosts before we get out of here?
I'm a Chad. I'm not a. What did you say I was?
You're a beta.
I'm a Chad. I'm not a beta.
Shout out to Eva. Eva checking in on the pod here. Thanks, Eva.
What is that?
That's like my version of your Theo picture.
That looks like Jack Nicholson looking through the door in what's that movie? The Shining.
The Shining.
What as good as it gets.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Mel Gibson. All right. Yeah, I'm good. I got no plugs. If you're
listening, listen to the outro because apparently it's a very special one this week. Colin's been baking it in his. I've
been baking it in my oven, my easy bake oven with Addie. She put in a lot of ingredients. She put in crayon and toothpaste and all the things she could find. So
with that, as always, I am the tribal chief. I am Corby.
I'm Fitzy.
And gamers, acknowledge me.
Acknowledge Corby.
And game on.
Game on.
For all your crafting projects, there's nothing you can't do with Mighty Putty. Call now and we'll say.
Come on, everybody, and now's your time. Bring it.
1 to 75555. Or you want Peter laughing? Send Peter 2. Text Peter 3 for
Giggity, giggity.
Peter.
Oh.
Me.
My name is Billy Smith. What you want?